Okay, we've all seen the movie Ghostbusters or watched a television show about ghost hunting and have raised questions in our minds. Tonight they'll get answered. Ghost hunting takes time and patience, and there are rules to follow. Many people have claimed to seen ghosts at one point in time, or you know somebody that has. The job of an investigator is to decide whether those claims are true or false by gathering information. While doing an investigation, it's important to keep an open mind and be prepared for anything. First rule, always ask permission. Don't go into an abandoned building or go onto property that's marked no trespassing without asking permission. No sense in breaking the law. 2, arrive early, so you have a chance to set up your equipment. Set up a group plan if you're with a group. Also, go ahead of time, check out the location, especially if you're checking out an outside area, like a cemetery. You don't want to walk into an open grave at night. And you don't want to walk over a tombstone that's been knocked over. Don't wear any scents. No perfumes or colognes, and no smoking. Many experiences come in the form of a particular scent, and if you're wearing one, it might turn out to be you. Always, if you're taking pictures outside, hold your breath for about 5 seconds, especially if it's cold, because if otherwise you're breathing, your frozen breath could be taken for ectoplasm, especially cigarette smoke. It can be taken for ectoplasm. Always take your straps off the cameras. Don't wear long fingernails or anything that dangles. If you have long hair, tie your hair back. Anything that may get in front of the lens. If you're using a 35mm camera with 400 speed film, make sure that you clean the lens every time you change your film. So that way it's not getting fingerprints on the lens cover. Another rule of thumb is always be aware of your surroundings, so you know what's going on and who's with you. If you're walking into a room, wait 10 minutes before taking any pictures. Let the dust settle down. Don't want the dust orbs. Doing EVP recordings. Make notes of any noise that you may hear. Smallest noise, smallest detail, anything. Compare notes later on. Another thing to keep in mind is if you're using a digital recorder, the digital recorders have a tendency to record their own inner workings. So when you're playing back to listen to the EVP and you're hearing a hum, it might very well be the recorder that you're actually hearing. With video recording, set it up, leave it be. Don't babysit it. But on a personal note, it's been my experience that if you have a video camera set up, you may have a ghost that doesn't like it and they just turn it off. There are 4 types of haunting. There are residual, intelligent, poltergeist, and portal. A residual haunting is an event that takes place repeatedly over and over. An intelligent haunting is where the ghost is able to communicate with the living by any means of communication. It could be tapping, it could be turning a flashlight off and on. A poltergeist, or a German noise, is actually a German name for a noisy ghost. They hang around adolescents or emotionally disturbed adults. And they're pranksters, and they can become violent, scratching, biting, and leaving harmful objects such as sharp shards of glass or nails in anyone's way. Another type of haunting is a portal haunting, or also called a vortex. Now they're really not definitely sure that they actually exist, but some people claim they have identified them around graveyards and underground waterways. The most famous poltergeist is the Bell Witch. For years, people thought the daughter was being sexually abused by the father, until the father also became a victim of the Bell Witch. Basically because he was emotionally disturbed from everything going on. Therefore, she in turn started attacking him. And safety, never go alone. Take another person with you or go in a group. Always let someone know where you're going to be at and what time you will be back. That way if something goes wrong, they know where you're at. Wear sensible clothing, walking shoes, jacket if it's cold. Make sure your equipment's working properly. And if asked by the police or the owners, leave immediately and politely. Sometimes you'll start to investigate a house and the owners will say, change my mind. Don't want to do it after all. Which makes sense. And follow your gut. If you're in a house, or you're haunting an area or checking out an area that's haunted, and you start to feel nervous and scared, leave. Leave calmly. No sense in freaking yourself out anymore. And despite what you have heard, ghosts do not generally follow people home. Ghost hunting can be exciting and scary at the same time. One never knows what's going to happen from one moment to the next. So just, as I've stated, be prepared and keep an open mind. And remember, ghosts are just looking for attention, so don't take their ploy seriously. Thank you.